Alright, now I can only video here and have to upload at the house. But these are definitely some of the most unique that we have seen in our travel. And this is at Falling Springs Missionary Baptist Church. Up above Monterey, but not quite into Kentucky. But these are definitely almost like a mausoleum built. "53 years old, 1881. Born in 1827, I think that said. 1829, died 1901. But here are some of the... Here's definitely a Confederate soldier. Well, his age don't show that he would have been alive to fight during... He would have been just a kid during the Civil War. No, I guess he'd have been about 26 during the Civil War, if I read his age right. The flowers are beautiful around this cemetery. There's all kinds of flowers. Just natural wildflowers growing. But again, this is probably one of the bigger, even bigger than the one in Sparta. The road was closed. We couldn't get to the one called Cub Mountain. But here's several like tombs almost. Again, it's just so unique. And I believe there are several where they're just a rock in the ground. So, but here's a mound of stone built over one. Here's a couple more that are with big slabs laid on top. The age is just unreal. You can see these top stones have aged tremendously. There's another mound. I have to wonder how deep some of these are, because what I thought were gravestones is actually the mountain rock sticking up out of the... It might be why these are more or less tombs. So we've seen several graves like this where the picture of the ones that are buried here is on the gravestone. These shorter ones usually are children. November 1918, died December 1918. August 1909, died October 1911. 1902, 1903. Edgar Smith, C.P. Smith. S.H. Smith. So these are largely a Smith. So this Sam Smith was born in 1846. He has a Confederate flag, so he must have been a soldier, and he died in 1927. So again, just unique. And the height of these are about, some of these are up to my chest, as far as, you know, even above my waist easily, as far as how tall they are. The top of these stones right here. So again, just history. 1898, and he has a flag. So, you know, and these are, if you can see down the side, them two big bolts, there are metal rods through these holding them up. So, and I noticed some of these, there's a metal rod. So again, this graveyard has 50 or 100 of these. I mean, there is a lot of this style of tombstones. And I mean, that's not talking these that are probably as old. 1868, died 1952. I was watching where Johnny Horton was singing. It was in the 50s, and he was singing to the last surviving veteran of the Southern Army. And he was singing, "You Fought All the Way, Johnny Reb." And so they lived many years. You know, we think of Civil War, but they went up into the 50s, you know, 40s, 1940s. So they lived quite a while after the Civil War. We sometimes forget how, you know, it really, we think it was a long time ago, but then again, you know, some of these people knew their grandparents who had fought in the Civil War. You know, they were, when some of these were kids, their grandparents had fought in the Civil War, and they knew them personally. We sometimes don't understand that kind of history. 1830 to 1905. So 75 years old. This one I'm going to come to, and we'll probably end the video because I know it's a long one. I'll have to upload it at the house. But I wanted to see Woodman of the World Memorial. Carl Robbins, August 1894 to 1915. Gone but not forgotten. And it looks basically like a tree. That is unique. But they laid these so close to each other. And again, it goes out that way. Dozens. Here's a giant slab. At one time that stood up. It don't look like it. But anyways, these shorter ones are always, like I said, this sad. Because you know they are our children. Another Civil War vet. It's almost so faded you can't read it no more. Alright, well, I'm gonna stop the video. Elvin Vaughn, Civil War, 1845 to 1936. We've noticed veterans from all the major wars in these cemeteries, and they even the amazing ones are the ones that were in the United States Navy during World War I. So they come from the hills of Tennessee and fought in the Navy. And you know what a lifestyle change that had to be in 1917, 1918, to go from these mountains and probably had never seen really electric yet or anything, and then fight on the oceans in a big, metal warship. And it just had to be amazing for some of these. We've seen some pilots that had to be some of the early pilots in the early 1900s. But again, anybody that watch this video probably will come up and visit us, and we'll bring you out this way. I'm gonna close here, but my last time I'm a preacher, I get more than one closing. I'm gonna cross the driveway. I got infatuated over there, and here's a large number here. So, well, I'm gonna let you go. We'll have to visit another time and read